Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Ede, for the opportunity to be here. As most of you know, we originally planned to have this event in Olomouc, but because our faculty is under reconstruction, we do not have any room available. But in an event, we wouldn't be able to fight against this space. So I'm glad that we are here. It's my first time in Michal, and hopefully not the last one. If the Professors Network will be restarted, I hope there will be an opportunity to be here again and to invite you to Olomouc as well. As I was introduced, I have the privilege of being the group leader of this Professors Network, which is great, and I learned a lot from my colleagues in the group, reading their papers, discussing them with them. The problem is, from the conference point of view, that I don't have my own line of research. And unless I would cannibalize on the presentations of my colleagues, which I don't want to, there's not that much to talk about for me. And that's why I chose rather general, but I still think interesting and good to discuss topic. The question of what do we actually understand by successful integration? Now, everybody wants enlargement to be a success, but what is it? And why may we measure it? Well, to move outside of the perceptions, outside of the ideas, individual ideas, but do we have some metrics for measuring what is, was, would be, could be success? When I was thinking about what data we may use for these purposes, and reading the submissions of my colleagues, I thought of 4 areas on which we should concentrate: the economic consequences of the enlargement process. How far had the economies of new members, of prospective members, aligned with the rest, with the EU one, and how much did the membership help the newcomers? Second, this is well, I'm not an economist, but this should be a pretty straightforward task. I guess this. I'm not an economist, but I guess this will be feasible. The second question is much more lawyerly, and that's why much more complicated. The question of how the legal systems aligned, how successful were the new member states in approximation of their legal orders, and how are they able to apply it in practice. The third point, and probably one of the least tangible ones, would be what I call the internal acceptance of the integration. To put it simply, do the people in the new countries believe in the integration? Are they in it? Are they happy? To put it simple, that will be again a question not for lawyers, for political science, which we unfortunately do not have here today, but which will be included in the book. But when I'm following the discussions concerning enlargement, concerning integration, concerning its the question whether it is successful, this becomes one of the crucial points. And at the same time, what I call the external factor, what do the already in or longer in members think about the new ones, the later in or the to be in? Do they believe that we are a single community, or it's us and them? It's the old ones and the new ones. And I would like to develop a few ideas on the line of these four topics. As far as the economy integration is concerned, I will not spend too much time here. We will wait for Christina, which will have her presentation in a short time and be able to do that in a much more professional way than I would ever be. But as far as I understand what she's about to tell you, from the purely economic point of view, the integration so far has been a success. The member states' economies grew in a measurable way more than probably they would have otherwise. So this should be a success story. The question, which I guess is not specifically addressed yet, is the issue whether the common currency is somehow helping in this process or not. When I was preparing for today, I thought, and haven't finished the thinking, but I just had in mind the natural experiment of the Czech and Slovak experience. You know, we used to be a single country, pretty much integrated economy. Slovakia adopted the euro many years ago, Czechia not. It remains one of the strongest opponents of it, prepared never to do it so far. The governments even stopped thinking about it. We used to have a declaration in every new government that they are committed to the euro when the time comes. It was dropped from the last time, and even this future-oriented promise, and I don't believe it will come back anytime soon. So maybe it would be worth thinking whether the euro had any impact on the development of the economies and whether it was positive or negative. Maybe this would be worth some future research, and maybe it will be included in the book or in some future one. But generally speaking, the economy seems to be a success story. What about the laws? The adoption of EU law, the application of EU law, the review of the application of EU law in member states. On the first side, the answer seems to be easy. Every prospective member state needs to fully align its legal order with the EU one. The screening procedure are becoming more and more thorough every year. Since the members entering in 2004, the Commission is screening not only the actual legislation but also its application in practice. So you would expect that the alignment of the legislation would be, and the application of law would be pretty high. Still, the perception is that it is not so. That the number of infringements, especially in some member states, is extremely high. Professor Pastusko would be discussing the issue of infringement proceedings tomorrow. But when preparing for today, I had in mind a simple statistics. What should be the next the closest proxy to the quality of implementation of EU law? Well, in my mind, the number of infringement proceedings, and I prepared a really very simple statistics concerning the potentially most serious infringements, the ones in which the Court of Justice delivered a judgment. So it was not settled by the Commission, not settled throughout the court proceedings. It ended with a court judgment. And I looked at a few years after the accession of our Central European group. If you look at the first 2 years after the accession, from the cases delivered in 2006. There's practically nothing. There's one case in Slovakia, 2 cases in Czechia. almost 100 cases in the rest of the EU. Nothing specific concerning our region. If you look 5 years to the future, 2011, the situation is changing. I skipped Hungary because Hungary managed not to have any any infringement judgment that year. So I stayed with 4 countries: Slovenia, Slovakia, Poland, and Czech Republic. And if you make an average of the judgments per country in these 4 countries, it's the 4 average. Sorry, I thought that would be the pointer. The above, it's. These countries had 4 judgments on average, whereas the rest of the EU average was slightly but smaller. It was 3. So in 2000, we were here in 11. Sorry, in 11 it was the same. We were the perfectly average countries. The same number of judgments per country in 2011. If you look a year on, 16, the situation changed, especially thanks to Czechia and Poland, and we moved significantly above the average. It was 4 per this region and 3 per the rest of the EU, and the trend is growing. So. Arguably, we do have some problems here with the application of the EU law. You may talk about the equality as the other group does, and I don't want to go into that. But at least from the statistical point of view, there's an issue here. At the same time, if you look at the actual cases, you would see that we are not doing that bad. We have the typical cases concerning some national pride products which are labeled in a way which is not acceptable in the EU. In Czechia, we had a famous case concerning the something we call spread butter, which is actually not a butter, and we cannot use this word. All of us had something similar. The old member states had something similar. So there's nothing specific about that. When the number of cases started to grow, where the topics concerned with from the wildness of the EU law, quite small but significant area of the rule of law. Again, another professor network which I'm not willing to go into. We could spend a week here, but if you put this apart, we would remain in a perfectly average numbers of infringements. So basically, but for these specific but unfortunately crucial issues, the legal integration could be regarded as successful as well. Second, and moving out of the legal area, the internal acceptance. What do the people think about the EU membership? Again, I took again the 5-year periods, not to make it overcomplicated, from 11 till today. What is significant for this region is the fact that. But for the Czech Republic, during the last 15 years, all of the countries remained in the trust in the EU institutions remained above the average of the rest of the EU. The light blue line starting just above 40 is the EU average of trust in EU institutions. And as you can see, all of us, but for Czechia, is systematically above this level. Sometimes quite a lot above it. So probably the general satisfaction with the membership is not as low as we might feel. At the same time, we can see quite a change in the last year. If you look at the statistics, Hungary for the first time moved below the EU average, and what is really interesting is the Slovenia, which was, as you can see in the past, one of the very strong trust member state, but last year dropped significantly below the EU average. And what is the second interesting thing is that even though the trust levels are relatively low, it's typically below 50%, it was always significantly bigger than trust in national institutions. So if you can see how low the trust of the Czech population is in EU institutions, it was much worse concerning the Czech institutions, almost zero. And the only exception in these 15 years is against Slovenia, which for the first time last year, according to the Eurobarometer, trusted more the national institutions than the EU ones. It's the only country like that. So probably congratulations that your government is so successful to gain the trust of the people. But again, looking at it, the internal acceptance seems to be reasonable from this point of view. The last topic I had here is how are the prospective members or the newish members viewed by the rest of the EU, the, let's say, older ones. And well, what again, it will typically be a question for political science. We will have a few presentations on this tomorrow. So again, not willing to cannibalize on it. What we may notice, however, from the very simple statistical point of view, is the growing reluctance to adopt new members. If you look on the accession conditions, they are systematically growing. There are practically no preconditions concerning the first accession. Great Britain, Ireland, and Denmark. There were for our countries there were the Copenhagen criteria, and the number is growing and growing with every new prospective member. As well, the length of the procedure significantly prolonged. If you look at the numbers, the first enlargement took 6 years. This is again very simple measurement from the application for the membership till membership. So it was 6 years the first time. Then with more complicated members, the post-dictatorial Spain, Portugal, Greece, it was 9. Then it somehow dropped back because with the easy ones, Austria, Finland, Sweden, it was only 5, but it was basically 10 again for our region in 2004. A bit faster Romania and Bulgaria, and now you can see 25 years or more than 20 years since the application of the first West Balkan countries since Northern Macedonia. It would be 18 years since Montenegro, and more than 10 years for Serbia, and many years for the others. And still no end of the negotiations in progress. So what we may, as far as I'm concerned, observe from this is that the EU is less and less willing to adopt new ones, being more and more careful with them. which brings me to my final slide and some form of conclusions. The succession process may be relatively simple on the simply measurable criteria. You may prepare your economy, and probably the EU membership would help you. You may prepare your national legal order, the application of law, and in most of the areas you won't have any problems. Most of the areas, of course, leaving aside contestable topics of rule of law. For example, we may discuss the public procurement. This seems to be a specific issue in our region. We seem to have more problems with public procurement than the rest of the EU. And maybe this will be something worth discussing in the future projects, because public procurement is really prevalent in the economy, and it's not improving, and I guess that our region may have a strong view on this as well. But in most of the areas, the legal alignment is pretty easy. What the problem might be is the acceptance, both internal and external. The overall statistics concerning the trust of the population seems to be reasonably high, so that there would be not the biggest problem in that. Where the model starts to be contestable is, and now we are going outside of our research group, but it's not something which is discussed here all the time, is the ultimate vision of the EU. Everybody's claiming that the EU has to change. Yes, but I don't see any consensus on what it should look like. And the future seems to be more and more contested among different approaches to this. The future seems to be more and more unpredictable in this regard. And this brings me back to the issue of enlargement and integration. The potential members are probably not sure what they are to be integrating with. It's a moving target. What the EU is today is not the EU what it will be in 10 years, and the lack of clarity on this on the EU side, what should it look like in 10 years, extremely complicates the enlargement process. What to integrate into. So coming back to my idea, I've been voicing here a few times already on these conferences. I strongly believe that we need to discuss first the future of the EU. What we want to have, what model of integration we want to have among ourselves for the future, and we should and of course discuss it with the prospective members, so that they know what they are buying if they want to join us. Because I strongly believe that if you know what you are integrating with and want to do that, then it's easy. If you don't know what it will ultimately look like, and you are not that sure that you want it, then the integration may go on forever, as unfortunately seems to be the case the case with the Balkans. And I believe a thorough discussion about the future is the only way forward in this regard. Thank you for your attention.